are here with episode 43 of the Fatebreakers.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, everyone on Jiraki's stream. I am the wonderful Dungeon Master, the Capricorn Demon. Welcome into Fatebreakers session 43. You said 43, right?
Yes, 43.
43. We're getting closer and closer to session 50.
Right?
Okay. Alrighty, this has
Crazy.
been going for. We started last year in January, right? And then in April for the relaunch, I think.
Well, I mean, you can go back roughly 43 weeks.
I don't remember, but
It was
I think
definitely
that's. I
sometime
think that.
last year.
Yeah. So if it's officially been 1 year with the
No, 52 would be officially 1 year. Because there's 52 weeks in a year.
let's see here. So the first one we did was in. Oh yeah, we're getting close to that. We're getting close to a year with Fate Break. Fuck, excuse me.
Fatebreakers Retold.
Oh shit, sorry, I don't know where that came from. My apologies.
It's
So yeah,
alright.
we started in July of last year, and
Oh,
now
damn.
we are, yeah, and now we are approaching the 1 year mark for the Retold campaign. So
Hmm.
yay! We have proven that we can withstand a long-term campaign.
Yes, this has actually been the longest campaign I think I've ever been in, to be fair.
Hell yeah, brother. Alright, let me just do a quick recap of what happened last week. So last time we left off, our heroes as the morning sun broke the sky, and their new companions, as well as the familiar fuckface that is Maxwell, Benny's brother, serve up breakfast. Go ahead and decide what it is that they're going to do with the factory and what bit of information was given to them by the goblins. Come to term that it'd be best for now to do a reconnaissance and just gather some information as to the layouts of the factory, going through the mine shafts, the several levels of mine shafts, as well as potentially the slave quarters and the inner workings of the factory. The goblins go ahead and give them the schematics of their man-made tunnel system, which gets them from their safe haven here all the way to the most recent level of the mine shaft, level 5, as well as just shy from outside the inside of the factory. And so, with the combined efforts and not wanting to leave anyone behind, the party sets out all together through tunnels and eventually find themselves into level 5 of the mine shaft, where they see a bunch of goblin tribes as well as other races collect metal ores in order to help produce the next batch of newly upgraded Warforged made by the weapons trio. They see that a lot of these Warforged heavily armored and prepared to kill on sight for any intruders and any sort of rebellious antics from the goblin slaves. Go for a more careful approach as Lucy and Incubi change their forms into goblins themselves to help blend in, while Beaker, Bervigi, Max, Benny, and Arya blend into the shadows through through precision stealth.
Mm-hmm.
It is Bervigi who is first noticed by one of these goblin slaves, hesitant to either give away their position or listen to Bervigi as he affirms the goblin that they are in fact here to assist them, to free them from their captors and set them on their own path to life again. Once again hesitant, the goblin agrees to go along with what Bravigi is saying in hopes that his words ring true for the future of his people. And they eventually begin to head around mineshaft level 5 until being discovered by one of the warforges and setting off a emergency warning. They begin to escalate through the several levels in order to try to find their way back to the tunnels. Incubi with a head start first off, getting up to the next level before the rest of the party can catch up with them. Eventually, they meet back up at the base level, back on the surface, to which they currently find themselves with a difficult option to either hide and wait for the warnings to go off so that they can continue their infiltration, to either progress in their endeavors of either gathering information or sabotaging the factory, or regroup back to the safe haven with Maxwell and the goblins and plan out once more. Which leads us to now. As you guys find yourselves in the surface level floor 1, you're outside as you see the goblins be rounded up by the warforged, more advanced warforged than the ones you saw on the lower levels. As the warning sirens continue to blare and warforged begin to scan out the perimeter in order to make sure that no one is left behind and that any and all intruders are either exterminated or captured. So, the choice is yours about what you guys wanted to do from last time, from where you're at the current moment, as you're hiding amongst pallets of wood that make up some of the rafters that help them get up the cliff faces that surround them in order to continue mining for ore, as well as carts containing said ore or tools. But there are items here that help you hide away from the prying eyes of the Warforge.
Hmm.
What is it that you would like to do? What will
Well,
the
I
party
know
decide?
Ink had a idea that they wanted to try and do,
Yeah.
which was to shut things down.
Mm, gather intel, see if we can do some sabotage.
I'm kind of up for seeing where the special things are being made and infiltrating around there.
As much as I would like for us to, you know, maybe push ahead with what we're supposed to be doing here, I would rather we regroup right after we get a bit more intel as to the workings of the factory. At least let's just try and get inside now that we know what the layout of the mine shaft is, says
Hey,
says
Cap.
Lucy.
Oh, hey, Cap.
Yeah.
Okay, so Beaker's this little gremlin robot brain in a robot, little mini robot body.
Mm-hmm.
Could I look at these uh automatons and see if I could get one back up and working, like for us?
Uh oh, there goes Frog. Well, there's not any of them that are like decommissioned. Like you don't see a Warforged propped against a wall or just laying on the floor offline.
Ah,
Yeah, no, they're active, and even if they are like one of the more poorly built ones or the V1 versions, they're still active and they still carry out a purpose and a programming. And unlike you, they're not as expressionate. They're literally just made for whatever they're programmed and purposed for.
Mm.
What about the floor that we came from? Or
Floor 2?
yeah, or wait, no, like a bunch of them were still coming towards us in that floor, right?
Yes. So
Yes.
again, the only thing you'll probably see around you that is like, again, it's nothing going to be Warforged related. It's probably just going to be a goblin or just another one of the races they have enslaved here for labor. Either uh, died from exhaustion, died from metal poisoning, or just down on the ground because it's too hot here. They barely get any water.
Mm. Well, I have my idea of what Berbiggy may or may not do to help others who are choosing to stay here.
Well, shit's kind of hit the fan right now, so I mean, we should just come up with something. I would rather we save our skins now than just stick around willy nilly as if we're going to be able to do anything at the moment, aside from just collecting whatever bit that we're looking for, says Benny.
Well, I can make myself literally disappear and go and find some things if need be. Max, we went to go do stealth mission. Stealth mission went foobar, and we ran up towards the surface. So now we can either sneak our asses back out to the goblin camp, or we can continue with the foobar stealth mission and try to put a spanner in the works at the factory.
What Jiraki said. You're with the party. You weren't left behind. The whole party went.
Yeah. I plan on potentially, if need be, turning invisible and going to find interesting things and possibly just stealing shit for us to use later.
I'm Team Big Wrench. What is Team Big Wrench? Care to
Putting a
elaborate?
spanner in the works is what I
And
imagine
also,
that
why you
is.
muted? Just sneak out like they don't know we're already here. All right, I guess at that point, I'll go ahead and place it for we leave secure. We'll just be tighter next time.
Yeah.
Sneak out like they don't know we're already here. If we leave, security will just be tighter next. That is also true.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm guessing everybody's just going to commit then, because that is also a valid point. As
Mm-hmm.
of that. Oh, I got so many ideas for this place.
Good.
Commit to
Well,
the bit. Mm-hmm.
I know what
You got.
Ink's doing. Berviggy's
I
gonna
know.
let people know that he's gonna try to find wherever the good shit's located and sneak into there for us to use later.
That's
Alrighty.
Or to
really
use
shit.
potentially now if need be.
Would you like a reminder of the plan that I brought up?
Yeah, I know what your plan
So
is you're
your
gonna
plan
sneak to
your
use
plan
their
for whatever it
voice.
is you want to do is that you want Cuddles. You want Ink to try to find the security room technically to this place, the one that where they keep watch of everything, as well as announce everything in order to mimic Angela's voice to try and reprogram the bots.
Yeah.
Yes. My
That's what you
logic
want to
is
do.
my logic is they have to control the bots somehow. If we can at least shut off the bots or something,
Okay,
that's a
so
big threat taken care of.
We also know they're
so Ink
controlled by various lacrimos throughout the facility to carry the voice.
Ink
I
wants to
just
go to the comms room basically. You want to try to find some sort of fuck, excuse me.
I can DM you various things that I might keep a lookout for.
Well, I know what you want. You want to try to find weapons and armor that they make here in order to like equip yourself and the party.
Yeah.
All right. So that leads to what everyone else wants to do, unless they just want to tag along. Zero, what would Beaker want to do in this case? Like, do you have any sort of idea as to like what it is that you want to look into with this place?
Yeah, I think Beaker would probably try to figure out where they're controlling all these robots from, see if he can do something with it. Like maybe shut them all down, get them, or maybe get them on our side.
Got you.
oh,
All right.
so what
I,
if
I got Tinker's tools, and I'm a brain in a jar. This is a recipe for success.
Okay, so you have backup with Beaker gonna assist you into the comms room. Cuddles. Flunky, what is Max's take on this bit? Is there anything that Max particularly will want to find of interest to either do while here?
I think going for weapons sounds like a good idea.
Alrighty, so the way I'm gonna split this
How
up
good are
is it's
you
gonna
at
be
stealth?
very good. He's very good.
My stealth modifier is better than yours. Don't worry about it.
I'm at plus 12.
Oh, he roasted him shit.
damn.
I know your stealth modifier's not better than mine, motherfucker.
I mean, who's
Oh,
the most
it
stealthiest?
used to be better. It's a 9. We rolled stealth before, and my stealth ended up being better than yours, but that's changed,
Yeah.
obviously.
All right,
Alrighty, so it's gonna be Benny, Max, and Bervigi heading to try to find some sort of weapon stash for any and all of the special property stuff that they have here. Because remember, you and Max do have some insight as to what it is that they make here, since you guys had that dinner
Guns.
with them earlier in Sut.
Yes. We know they make various tinkerer things and firearms.
Yep.
just a question I should ask. Do they know do they know yet specifically if it's that Max and Bravi are here, or they just know
They
intruders are
just know
here?
intruders are here.
They just know intruders are here.
Can I make a suggestion for people to hide their faces?
I've
It
been
wouldn't
doing
matter.
that this entire time
It,
in the
Or at
desert.
least kill all the witnesses?
so you want to kill the people that you guys are here to save.
Yeah, let's not do that.
It's fine.
Anyway, and then for team infiltration, or at least team sabotage, I should say. My bad. It's gonna be Ink, Beaker, and Arya. So you got an even split.
What about Lucy?
Lucy will tag along with the weapons crew. Probably be
All
more
right.
sense.
So everyone has a bard.
Yep, everyone has a bard. Everyone's got magic. Everyone's got long range. Everyone's got a
Sneaky.
melee somewhat.
I know this is a stretch to ask, but um does Arya have a means to disguise herself, or
She's got good stealth. She'll just hide amongst where she can.
okay?
Metal Gear Aria,
I,
go.
I mean, if she
hear you.
wants a disguise, I have a disguise kit.
I do too, but
Trying to come up with a disguise will take time.
Sure enough.
Don't worry.
I gotta.
It's foolproof.
I was gonna say you should just find the lightest wooden
Crate.
crate,
Yeah.
and then just use it to walk around with, and she'll just ask you as a like, tell me when I can move forward.
I just kicked the box on its side. I'm gonna and just say I'm gonna teach you how to shapeshift one of these days.
Anyway, besides the point, let's go ahead and at least get together with the larger group with the weapons cache crew. Bervigi, Max, Lucy, and Benny. So you guys, as you guys agree to split up, you go different directions. Luckily for you, you managed to find on one of the workers' bodies schematics to a bit of the layout of the factory. At least not too specifically, but at least some points of interest.
Mhm.
Some areas surrounding the main building, which comprise of slave quarters as well as smaller depots, aside from the larger ones that remain in the main building. Give me a second. Need to set the tone.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're in the manufactorum.
I do have to mute the bot if it comes in, because this is the one that goes on YouTube. On my VOD channel, which is really easy to find. It's just Cherokee VT VODs, capital VODs. So if you want to watch Fatebreakers from episode 1 until now, you'll see how we became less awkward over time.
Except for one session.
Except
Lost
for
media.
yeah, session 32 is lost media because of some uploading chicanery, but it's
We all know
recapped in
why
episode
that one's
33.
we all know why that one's lost, and it's
No, that
abysmal
you're
for me.
thinking of episode 21.
Was that 21?
Yeah.
I don't remember it being that soon.
Episode 21 was one of the ones where I made the joke of, yes, this is episode 21. What do you think happened to the other 21? There wasn't another 21.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then. Alrighty. So the four of you sneak around, trying to get at a vantage point, with the closest thing being a weapons cache and slave quarter slap right next to each other. Because unfortunately, from what you could read from these, actually, give me an intelligence roll. Let me see how well you read these schematics. Or whoever's interested in the schematics, give me an intelligence roll.
I'll give you an intelligence.
Oh, that was a save. My bad.
No, I'll take that. It's fine.
I shall roll intelligentsia.
You're
I
not
got
with them.
average.
I need to focus better. God damn it.
God damn it. It's fine. I'll take Flunky's 20 in the int save. All right, so Bervika, you have trouble trying to read this map, considering that you're not an engineer. However, Maxilon, you could try if deduce from your time as in the army with war plans and battle maps from just looking at this layout that you understand how majority of it is structured. You understand that, like, yes, the schematics for these blueprints mostly just depict the outer buildings instead of the giant main one in the center. And
So
the building that you're
it hasn't like come up much, but Max is an engineer. Gunslingers build their own weapons. He knows how to read schematics.
oh, I thought freaking you had whatchamacallit. I fought for your first ones before you got blessed with uh
He
Marigood
just
stuff. I
no,
fought
he just hasn't. I haven't had a reason to build a weapon yet. And that's it.
oh, gotcha. Okay.
I had my backstory pistol, and then I got an. It's the same pistol, just now blessed.
Mhm.
I just haven't had a reason to build my own. And then you introduced a character to build weapons for me, and that's why I have a gun in my arm,
Mhm.
which I've never used.
You have a gun in your arm?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Assassin's Creed Hidden Blade, except it's a pistol.
Well, that goes to show you I wasn't even aware. That's how often Max gets to use the gun in the
That's
arm.
because he's never been disarmed.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't had a
No,
reason to use it yet. I mean, he has been disarmed.
I
Da, 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 da.
punish Max for this.
No, anyway, we're just gonna move on with this so that way before I get distracted.
Yes, please.
But Max, you read out the schematics, being a skilled worker yourself, and you understand that the building you're right next to is not only a half half quarter, half weapons cache. This is a very poor placement that obviously with what you're looking at is purposeful. And it's just another torture method as these goblins sleep where these large valves and pumps just start producing lots and lots of smoke. It is constantly warm in here, probably warmer than it is outside, with the only source of cooling would be these basins that hold uh, as best as it could be cold water that they use to damp their rags and just tie them over their head so that way they get comfortable. You guys will be over here as you enter.
I hate these bitches for
Why are
real.
these? Yeah, why are these these lesbians are cartoonishly slave master evil?
This is an unnecessary level of evil.
There has to be a reason.
Listen,
Probably going to be
when
revealed in their tragic backstory whenever they
I
try to talk no jutsu us.
I
listen,
don't.
when
okay.
when fucking Neko said that this will be like a really harsh and unforgiving environment, I was gonna go all in on that aspect.
I know,
Yeah,
but
that means it's hot out, not that there's people doing a slavery.
well, we knew the slavery was here. There's like
I just,
two
I
continents who
suppose
do
I
this.
didn't expect it to be this level. Is all I thought.
I
It's a place where might and power make right. They don't give a damn about what people feel and shit.
well,
And again, this is what you want to try to change, at least from your character's ideals and his beliefs.
my ideals is kill and torture the slave masters. My this is capitalism slavery though. It's just,
Well,
what are you
yes,
gonna
because you guys are dealing with number one, organized crime, and you're dealing with their main supplier.
it's
All right, so I'm in the room.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you
are
guys are
in
in
the
the
room.
room. And also let it be known that they don't only just work with the blood spades. The blood spades are their closest allies, yes, but they also work with all the other warmongers and
Yeah, they're working with the Frostbloods too. I know it's fine.
we they're all the same.
I never
The
made
point
mention they
is,
were working with the frostbites. I just said that they were working with all the other like corrupted
Yeah, well, of course they're working with the Frostbites.
why wouldn't they be?
Sorry, I ruined your big reveal.
it's fine. Hopefully it has an impact still.
Is this overhead or is this like
Yeah,
along the
that's
ground?
overhead.
Okay.
No, it's not on the ground, it's overhead. It's on supports.
Okay, well, it's dark over
So
there.
yeah, this main pipeline right here is on supports. These right here are like the valves and pumps. These are what's like they're producing a lot of the the oil and fluids needed to create the Warforge.
Hmm? So which ones are the hot ones? I would imagine the
The
red
ones that are
ones.
glowing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You could see it from several different areas around the room that there are basins as I'm pinging them.
Yeah. For water.
Water, yeah, so that way they can at least cool themselves down. You see some of them actually dunk their heads in there.
I do not blame them. I have worked in fucking industrial heater zones. That
As you
shit
guys,
sucks.
Max, since you're the one closest to the door and you lean outside to try to look out, you do see some of the Warforged are still making their rounds, but they don't appear to be coming into the building yet.
Okay.
I mean, we could probably just sneak up this way.
Well, Shugs, what's the plan, everyone?
Well,
Like, we even have a fucking plan, or are we just here to just try to ride out the storm?
plan is hide and look for things that we can use. I see giant cogs. We could
This was
probably
marked
fuck
to
them
be a
up.
weapon. This was marked to be a weapons depot. I'm sure there's something in here that we can use.
Yeah.
Well, shit, if there is, I mean, better for us to make use of the crap that they're forcing these poor guys to make.
Did it say where
Yeah.
specifically the weapon surge was, or is it just labeled the room?
It's just labeled from what you could see, Max. It's not saying like what specifically, if there even is something specific here.
Yeah, there's not a big red arrow saying super cool weapons here.
Well, I'll be taking a gander then.
So Max's plan is to move along the outside row of vents using the steam they vent as cover.
All right, makes sense. Yeah.
Do you want me to roll stealth or?
You guys can roast stealth, yeah.
Okay, I'm alright at this. I rolled a 3, which is a 12.
All right, there'll
Where's
still
my
be a
stuff?
pass.
Wait, no, I've got. Don't I have Benny's kick-ass aura, which gives me
Yeah, and
+3 to
Benny's aura
checks?
is because of her maid armor, yeah.
Well, that's a 14, so it's not the best, but
23 with Benny's aura. I just see
Lucy
a
rolled an
shadow and fucking whoop into it.
Lucy rolled an 11, and then let me just get Benny herself.
Doesn't Benny ignore the heavy armor thing?
Yeah, she ignores the heavy armor thing, so I think that's just an automatic thing to because of how her sheet is set up.
Yeah.
Let's see, what did that 7 roll? It was 1d20. Let me just roll again, just so I can negate it. See if that helps. Yeah, that does help. So we'll take the 20. Comes to 22. All right, so everyone is fine as you guys maneuver through the steam of the machine.
I will keep an eye out for the various things I DM'd you about.
Mm-hmm. So far, it looks to be that this is the living quarter space of the facility. As the majority of the goblins are here, mostly just either they're not even in their bunks, they're just leaning against the walls closest to the machines, either operating them or to the basins, just waiting to cool off.
They're taking this time to take a break with the infiltration.
Pretty much. Kind of hear them over like, just a few more hours and we're out of here. Finally, I would rather take just the heat of the sun than being in here. Ugh. Well, luckily the water is not boiling over. Yeah, but sucks that we have to change it ourselves every now and then. The water does get lukewarm, and that doesn't help us for nothing.
I've got a question.
Yep.
Hmm.
I'm near vents and cranks and cogs and other such things.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way that I can perhaps overload the system?
Yeah, go ahead and give me one more intelligence with that schematic.
Is that an advantage with the schematic or just regular?
I'll say since you rolled high on the last ones, and since I allowed it, I'll give you advantage on it.
Gotta zoom in a bit here. That's wow, that's bad.
That is pretty bad shit. That becomes a 10 with Benny's aura, though. You know what? Lucy will give you a bardic inspiration. So roll I think it's a D8 right now. She's
Yeah.
level 10. Yeah, roll a D8.
Just a D8. 12.
Okay, well, you know what? That's good enough. That's good enough. You read through and you understand that a lot of these pumps and this pipeline in particular supplies a lot of the uh, grease and lubricant that the Warforged need in order to move so swiftly. Because where some of them are big and clunky, a lot of them are used for more like stealth assassin models. But even then, a Warforged still needs its joints lubricated in order to properly function, especially when walking. So you find a way to overflood this, and looking around, it would definitely be a hinder if some other type of liquid were to be mixed in with whatever is going through this pipeline. As the thicker density of grease slash oil does not mix well or at all with water.
Hmm.
You ever seen how nasty oil looks when the dumbass who never owns a car puts water in the engine?
Have you ever seen what happens when you try to boil water and grease at the same time?
Yes, I've done that before by accident.
Yeah, don't do that. That is very bad.
Have you ever
It was
thrown
an
ice in the fryer?
Don't do
So my
that either.
goal here was to just kind of clear out the room by causing an overload of the system.
mm-hmm.
Hold on, who's yelling? No, no, no.
Now,
Who are you
by
talking to?
overload the system, do you mean like back it up? Because that could cause a kaboom.
No, I was thinking just like overload it to the point where a bunch of steam comes out of the vents and everyone's like, "Oh, what the fuck?" and then they all leave.
I mean, that'll still work. It'll still overheat it.
Yeah.
What I described to you.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. So if you could find a way to connect one of the water sources, which, by the way, these doors out here lead outside to a small water source, which automatically fills the basins here. You can find a way to connect that water source as it's dripping down into this basin and connect it to one of the pumps, and it start to pump water into that. You could start an overflow of steam.
Um, Rivy, you think you can do that? It's just relaying the information. You think you can
Sneak
make it over
over
there?
and yeah, I could probably sneak over there. I
All
mean,
right, I'll
most of
be
these
here.
goblins, they just want to be on break anyway, so.
Just send me a signal when you're hooked up, and I'll hit the switch.
Okay.
All right, Bervigi, you move through the pistons and stuff. And
But I
yeah, the
leave
goblins right
some
now are too
to
distracted
like.
trying to keep themselves going, trying not to pass over from from heat exhaustion.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to judge things real quick. I could go this way and then just kind of go that way. That guy
Just
could probably see me. Oh,
just
well.
any way to try to get through either one of those two giant doors that leads to that little outside area.
Yeah, I'll just go this way and then start going this way. I mean, I did roll 21 itself, so. Are these doors locked or are they unlocked?
No, they're unlocked. The goblins are able to run the valve that's over there.
All right, I'm just making sure because you know the factory is kind of owned by assholes. So yeah, I'm gonna open it and try to find that valve.
You open it. It's a wide, empty space that doesn't seem to, have much else besides just extra supplies and the main water source there. What you do see in particular is you see a pump right there that basically connects underground, and you see against the wall on the outside, you see where it connects to that the faucet that runs the water down into that big basin connects to.
So I can just grab that and go, or
No, it's because the pump is stationary in the
shit.
small in the small water reserve, and then the line is just buried underneath the ground and just smacked into the wall. But would you like to roll me an investigation?
I would like to roll an investigation.
Would you like to roll an investigation?
And go investigation. 15.
So what you do see, at least outside amongst the pile of supplies, you see what appear to be long, transparent strands of hose.
Hoses.
I could probably connect those and get it out into here. That's probably what I'll do. And just start getting the long hose all the way over to this fucking thing.
You grab about 2 bunches that you're able to carry because of your skinny ass.
I have average strength, but thank you.
Hold on, give me a second. The cats are fucking.
The cats are what now?
I'm sorry, what?
He said his cats are messing about.
I've got a cat right here, and he sucks, and his name is Piss.
Is that what he smells like?
No, his name is Plywood Missile Launcher.
Sorry, what?
Plywood Missile Launcher? We just call him Plywood, but when he was a kitten, he had a problem with peeing on everything, so I call him Pisswood, and now I just call him Piss.
Sorry, I thought the cats were fighting with each other, but no, freaking this neighborhood has a lot of cats, outdoor cats that walk around at night, and one of them was outside the window, and my cat did not like him.
I have a potentially also dangerous idea for if and when we get everybody out of here and if we need to do it. Essentially, like, we're gonna be pumping water and it's gonna be creating a lot of steam, right?
That is the plan, yes. As you carry 2 giant rows of 25 feet in order to reach around.
If things were to happen on our way out, I don't know how necessarily the things that Marygood gave me work, but I know they're extremely cold, so I could just freeze the water in the line and cause a really big fucking problem. If there's water in the system and then it suddenly freezes with boiling fucking grease.
Can you pull it off, though?
I'm going to leave that to plan B if we need to evacuate.
Alrighty. So you go ahead and you bring back the lines and you connect them to the faucet in the basin. It's perfect fit. And you try
Mm-hmm.
to stretch it out to try and make it into this one valve right here.
Mm-hmm.
The water and the valve with the component with the contents inside are connected.
Alrighty.
We flipped that switch.
Yeah, flip the switch.
You flip the switch,
I'm gonna back
and
away in
along
case
with the
it.
water,
Yeah.
Well, it's probably more like cranking that valve, isn't it?
as the valve cranks and the whatchamacallit, and the pathway between the water and the grease connect, the mixture flows together into the pipeline. And because it doesn't go together, more and more steam begins to build up because now the metal is starting to overheat. And that's when the goblins start coughing and trying to wave their arms to try and see. What's going on? Hey, why
Mm-hmm.
is it getting. Screw this, we're out of here.
Yeah.
And then, Brivigi, you kind of feel yourself, especially since you're out in the open, you feel yourself get pushed by dozens of goblins
Yeah.
as they're trying to make way. Is all like they can't see you, of course, because the only way they know is the way out, because they've been here more times than they can count. And so like, move it, every goblin for themselves, as they begin
I'm
to
gonna
just pile
move
out.
back towards Max eventually.
I'll be right
You try
back.
to you're moving back. It's really difficult. You almost get trampled on by when they almost push you down. So you almost get trampled on by the smallest of races.
That's just because there's a lot of them.
Hmm. But you eventually make it back in one piece, albeit that you are a bit bruised up.
Yeah.
Not damaged, but just enough shoving to where you're like in a bit of discomfort.
Yeah. I mean, if need be, I could just speak on and be like, "Hey, watch it! Oh, get coming through here!" Ah.
Like they give a damn.
Yeah, I know
As
they
the
don't give a damn, but at least I can, voice to them that, "Hey, I'm right here. Please don't trample me."
as the goblins go ahead and basically just fuck off. You
Mm-hmm.
successfully. But now here's the thing. Now you guys need to see. And now it's starting to get hot in this room.
Yep. It's time for us to fucking skedaddle.
There's still more here since it is also a weapons cache. You're only in the machine and living space of it, and then there's still these sections up here closer to the gear.
Yeah, that's where I'm sneaking up towards. I imagine everybody's like following as well. It's just, you know how
Hmm.
it is. The map's big.
Well, good job, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Successfully let them all out, but we need to hurry so we could try and find things here.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of time. Just make sure to find whatever you can.
You did not just name a cat piss.
It's piss.
Their name is plywood. I think missile silo or something is what they said, but they apparently peed a lot when they were kittens, so they call them pisswood, and now their name is shortened to piss. Welcome to funny things with animals.
Did Flunky say they'll be back?
I think so.
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm
Voting.
curious. How fast are these fucking things spinning?
Well, since it's the big one, they're not spitting that fast. They gotta go. They gotta interlock correctly so that way they could spin uh correctly.
Okay, got it.
Hmm.
I'm just noticing a lot of rotating parts. Is all.
Hmm.
But we got a thing to where this is probably rotating, and this is probably what's basically acting as the pump. So we're already fucking with the fluid mixture inside there.
Yep.
So it would be wise to let this keep going right now.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because that's also what's giving us our Steam cover.
For real, for real?
For real. And I'll keep an eye out for things, but I will also wait for Max to get back. Because I do not want to stumble into combat.
Yeah, also, they're the engineer.
Mm-hmm. Although, if need be, hey, there's probably crates and barrels around here that we could hide. Fucking love Wind Waker as well. I can hear that fucking gif that I posted. Just the
The one of Link in the barrel.
yeah.
Forget shooting fish in a barrel. You shoot a Link in the barrel.
I remember that portion of the game so well because it was the Wind Waker demo. So like, whenever I got to that part of the game, I fucking breezed through it. But it was the first time you're in there, not the second time. Because yes, you have to do this area of the game 2 different times. And the second
You've
time you're
heard
going
of
through, it's way more security.
you heard of Elf on the Shelf, but now I present you with Link in the sink.
Heard of Elf on the Shelf, but have you tried Goat in the moat?
You've heard of Elf on the Shelf, but I present to you Iroh on a rhino.
God damn it.
Now we're gonna use characters. You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Have you heard of Bravigi? About to hit that Jiggy.
What the fuck?
That one was a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, the G. It's the dance move, but I don't think you can. Let's try another one. I've heard of Elf on the Shelf. What about Beaker taking a leaker? Nah, that didn't work.
No.
I came back just for that.
Alright, I didn't even know you were gone.
He's gone all the time. And I miss Zero so much. I miss when they whisper things in Spanish.
Dejó una araña en tu zapato.
I have no idea what he said, but I'm.
You've heard of Elf on the Shelf. Now look at Spider in the Blind.
In the
That
blinder.
didn't even rhyme. Okay, that one didn't even rhyme. Shut the.
I know, because I don't know. I didn't know if there was even such a word like blinder.
All right.
I
What
said
about?
zapato.
What about?
No, we're moving on from that one.
Okay.
Anywho, you all are Spanish, and as you know, Spanish is the sexiest language.
I just exist. I don't know what you want from me.
I want you to tell me if Bravigi is literally less stealthy than Max.
No, I have a plus 12. They have a plus 9.
Then why do they keep rolling high?
Because their dice love them. I can
Like
roll my IRL dice if you want me to.
Sounds like you need to love your dice more.
I'm not using my real life dice right now. I could use them if you want me to, but you gotta hear them clink every time.
I'm just saying you need to love your dice more and you get higher stealth rolls.
They're virtual dice. I can love them to the heavens and back, but they'll never love me.
Your social relationship with your online dice.
They're artificial. They'll never love me.
All love is artificial.
Now you're just getting
I mean,
depressing.
it is made with the chemicals in your brain.
Yeah.
Man, why you guys gotta be
Anywho,
all fucking sad and shit? Stop it.
The point is, roll higher, 5 head.
I'm trying, fucking 6 head.
You know what? I can distract Cuddle.
What?
I'm going to attempt to distract you from being negative.
Good luck.
Sure. Check your DMs in a bit.
Okay, sure. Oh, God. Look at that pissy cat.
And sent.
Listen.
What's the name of your cat, Capricorn?
I got 2 cats. Well, they're more my sister's cat, but I got 2 cats.
Mm,
One of them is named Luna. The other one is named Casey. But because
Nice.
my sister was 7 years old, Casey is not named. It stands for kitty cat.
see.
That's
I
kind of
mean,
adorable.
I get what you're going for, Zero, with this. You should, but you can show the others.
Oh, sure. I got like 2 more. I'm working on getting a full 7.
I'm
That
sorry about that.
that sure is camel toe right there.
I'm back. I just had some stuff to deal with.
There you go. A meme that I was looking for the entire time you were gone. You've heard of Bill Nye the Science Guy. Meet Bork Nork the Science Orc.
God damn. You're good, but you're good by the way, Flunky. I went to go check on my own cats. All right, so you guys begin to move through the cover of your very heavy steam, trying to look for these weapons as fast as you can before the heat starts getting to you guys, and then exhaustion sets in. So as you guys start heading further into this building, I would like everybody to make me investigation checks. Investigation.
You know what? Let's see
Not
here.
like
I'll
great
break
at
out
that.
the real dice.
There you go.
Where are they? One more. Get my d20.
Dude, it's fine.
All right.
Just
Max rolled an 8, Benny rolled an 18, and Lucy rolled a 17. You rolled yours, Bravigi?
Yeah, hang on. Let's see. It was investigation.
Investigation.
Well, that was a 15 plus 9, so. Fuck, what is that? Sorry, my brain. This is why I normally don't use the real life dice too, because I can't do quick math in my head. I know it's
Your
above
brain don't
20.
be braining.
Yeah, it's not that fast. 24.
24. Okay. All right. So eventually, majority of the party here are able to find what they're looking for, as within the other half of the building off the screen, you guys do find the half that is the weapons and armor cache. Now, let's just say that with Max's roll, you don't seem to find anything of interest at first, but then it isn't not until Benny comes up to you and she says, "Hey Max, look at this."
What am I looking at?
You are looking at some freshly made ingots, appear to be adamantine ingots, as well as what appears to be a magic infused core with an element into it.
Can I tell the element?
You could roll me in Arcana if you wish.
I'm not like great at those. Well, I got a 13.
And Benny will be 15, so that passes anyway. So with that, the element that you find before you is that of the necrotic variety.
Okay.
Ooh.
And how many ingots?
About a total of 10.
Okay. I'm putting those down in my inventory. I will do something with those next time we actually have a break. Necrotic core. 15. It's 10. Nope, that didn't write down. Mantine ingots 10. For now, he just shoved those in his bag.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Let me also look at my notes. That way I could give
I would
everyone...
like to look for. You said this was armor as well.
There is
I would
armor,
like,
yes.
I would like to look for armors.
I gave Cap a
You,
list.
you guys do see some pretty good magic infused armor. In other words, some +1 armor of many varieties.
Interesting.
Can I investigate further?
You want to investigate further?
Yeah, my armor's not great, but I also don't want to lose Max's signature look. So anything I can incorporate into my current aesthetic, or what's that armor that changes to look like what you're wearing? Whatever that is. Bardic armor.
What? I don't think that's an armor. I think that's just more so like a magic
That's Glamour
a
Weave,
magic
I
property
believe.
into it.
There's an armor that does that.
Yeah, it's called Glamour Weave.
Yeah.
Oh, glamour weave. Okay, yeah, there you go.
What's the
What
AC
I got.
on?
It's mostly for like fabrics. I don't know about armor. I know that another fun one for armor is doffing armor, where you just say something and it just pops off. It's really funny.
Do they handle in magic armor here, or is it just?
Well, we already have magic armor. But yes, I did put in OOC of two things that I'm particularly wanting as a rogue.
No, so what I'm looking at here is that you can make other items glamored. But like glamored studded leather. Instead of just having to be clothes that change.
Oh. Well, now I know.
Yeah, so you see +1 armor. You do eventually find what you're looking for with your armor gleaming, which there is a nearby enchantment table and some enchantment scrolls if you want to make it a +1 armor as well.
Well, I have to do math here because
As well as a cast-off armor.
That's really good for people with heavy armor. Normally,
You
you're
also
never.
see
Oh, sorry.
You also see that there is another special type of armor set here.
Oh.
what is that?
It is in the shape of, or at least it is embezzled with demonic runes and sigils and such.
Is it abyssal?
It is abyssal.
I can read that.
In basic terms, it is demon armor.
Gotcha. Does the runes say anything in specific?
You're proficient in abyssal, so yeah, I'll just read it out to you.
Yeah, I can
Or
read it.
I'll basically read out to you what the properties are.
All right.
While wearing this armor, you gain a +1 bonus to armor class, and you also know abyssal. But for you, the way it won't matter since you're
Yeah.
already proficient in abyssal. In addition, the armor's clawed gauntlets allowed your unarmed strikes. So you can make unarmed strikes 1d8 slashing instead of the usual bludgeoning damage. You gain a +1 bonus to the attack and damage rolls of unarmed strikes. Although these come at a price. Once you don this armor, you can't undoff it, or you can't doff it unless you are targeted by the remove curse spell.
Oh, that's some
You have
build.
disadvantage against attacks against demonic beings, and as well as their saving throws from spells and special abilities.
That's interesting, but also, yeah, the caveat to that is also spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody want the spooky armor? Because I will
I
just
gotta be
say
real with you, Shug. I already got
Brevivi's.
my own issues dealing with whatever the hell was plaguing my mind every now and then.
I say we take it and just uncurse it later.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Well, that is if we could find someone that could be able to uncurse it, but alright.
I'm sure there's clerics.
Well, there's not many of the religious folk around here from what we've seen. We've seen one church, but then we kind of didn't see anybody in it.
It'll be for a later adventure then. I'm going to continue looking through things. I will put that in my loot table, I guess. I'll put it in my backpack. One set of demon armor.
Alright. I'll go ahead and if anyone would like to make a until Benny and Lucy come back for next week, you could at least make a list of what I just listed down with what's on offer, so that way I'll just say that someone took something, so that way you guys don't feel cheated.
Yeah, it was one set of demon armor, various +1 armors so far, right?
Cast off armor,
Yeah, so there's cast off armor,
the demon armor,
demon armor. Whoop. And just +1 armors.
yeah. You already said +1 armors.
Well, I was making the list. There we go. Yeah. Keeping an eye out for other things as we're here, as well as, you know.
Max, is that an official item or what is that one?
That's not official. I'm looking at cast off armor right now. You can doff this armor as an action. It's armor.
It's summonable armor. Oh, okay, I see.
But I don't find the specific things that I was looking for in this area.
Oh, okay. I
Hold
kind
on.
of
I
get what it
bet
is.
someone has made it. Oh, found it.
What?
Are you looking at the homebrew page?
Christ. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we looking at the same homebrew page on that?
The one that says it has 5 charges?
AC of 17. Do the armor augmenting. 3 gemstones.
No, we're not looking at the same one. I'm looking at the D&D wiki with whatchamacallit, from the homebrew page. What are you looking at?
I just hold on. Give me a second. I'm sending it to you. Upload a file. Today. Open.
Wait,
Send. Will that work?
I'm trying to
Oh,
find
let me read this.
inventory.
Download. Jesus. What is that nonsense? There it is.
No, what do these do again? No sound. Advantage on that. Okay, and then what is
No,
this do?
that's wicked strong. I'm reading the whole thing right now. I want to downplay that by a lot.
That's 2014.
Oh, there's the one from the D&D wiki. Never mind.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, the one from the D&D wiki homebrew page is the one I'm actually looking for instead of the one I sent you.
I was gonna say, yeah, this one sounds a bit more better since.
Yeah, but that one
Well,
also
yeah.
cost 500,000 gold.
Mm, I could work around this, but it won't be here.
Okay.
But I will keep this in mind. I'll keep this in mind just for you.
Well, I did find a thing that's a weaker version of the thing. One of the things that I was trying to find.
Um, can I, Brevi, can I get that cast off armor from you?
Yeah, I was just making a list in the
Yeah, what's the AC
OOC.
on cast off armor?
It depends on what the armor it is.
Basically, you could just find a cast up armor of your preferred armor type.
I'm gonna make it heavy then.
All right.
Over
All right. So, okay,
like
time
full
for the
plate.
weapons that you find, at least in this smaller stash.
Okay.
So, some of the weapons you find are, of course, your stereotypical weapons, but there are a few more that you do see. One of which appears to be that of a blood spear.
Okay.
You have a blood spear, a moon sickle,
Ooh.
a flame tongue, sunblade,
Say sun.
mm-hmm, and a bow of conflagration.
I'm gonna look up the blood spear and moon sickle real quick. Like
That's what you see so far in this small stash. The bow is spelled with a A in between the L and the G, not an I.
Max grabs that blood spear and hands it over to Benny.
I'm looking up moon sickle. Don't mind me.
Oh. Why you giving me this?
You like long pointy things.
I mean, true. I guess it wouldn't hurt to have another one. Then again, mine's I forget if hers is no, I don't think it is.
Never hurts to have more spear.
Oh shit! I can't use that. I just realized one of the things about the moonsicle bug.
But so far, that is everything that you find, at least in the smaller stash. At least that's special.
Oh. Interesting. I might be able to use that. I'll look at things later. Actually, let me check out that bow real quick. Nope, never mind. I'll have to identify some of these later because I can't look them up.
Yep. You just
Yep.
have to look them up at a later time, so that way we could,
Yeah. We'll
Alrighty.
handle that later.
Did you guys find everything, that we could use or whatever? Lucy?
Found some various armors and weapons, yes.
All right, well, it's probably time we gotta go because I don't know how long we could be able to stand in this steam.
Yeah, you guys definitely go first. I'm going to cause a really large distraction.
Well, what you plan to do?
Freeze a chunk of water in the pipes.
Oh boy. All right. Well, just be careful then.
Well, I'm going to just freeze a chunk that's big enough to be carried and then run out, so.
It sounds like you're going to cause a massive explosion, so just don't die.
That's why I'm
Yeah,
going to
sure.
do it at the start of the the line. That way it can be carried through the hose to give me enough time to run away.
Is someone fucking mowing their lawn right now? Who the fuck mows their lawn at fucking 10 in the night?
I have no idea. Yeah, it's just gonna be a quick quick poke, freeze a little bit of water if it even freezes with a knife, and then run the fuck out.
Alrighty, so you guys so far successfully go through your first weapon stash.
Hmm? Our first weapon stash.
Well, yeah, because there's many more. If you want to look through all of them, or if you want to try and make your way to the main building, which is in fact the factory, that is up to you. Bravigi, as everyone else is escaping out uh, from the building, how are you gonna attempt to do this thing with the ice?
Okay. Essentially, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to be at like a farther end away from the machine itself, so it's not immediately going to explode on me if I fuck this up. But I was going to poke the knife into the hose and freeze a chunk that can still be carried, by the water flow into the thing. And once I do that, I'm also going to run like hell because I don't know how fast this thing is pumping. So it's not like the whole entire thing is going to become ice, hopefully, but if it starts freezing water very rapidly, I'm also just going to move like hell.
All right then. I wouldn't really know how you would roll for that, but
I am just testing to see what this knife does freeze wise cuz I know it can freeze people solid, so.
got you. So as everybody is waiting for you at the entrance of the building, you go ahead and You go back to that hose connection you made with Max,
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you
and
for
you basically
following, Elvis the Kobold.
want to stab it.
Yeah, I'm just basically
bet.
trying to do enough of a quick stab to just freeze a chunk that will fuck up the rest of the machine. Because I don't need a lot of it to just cause a giant reaction with the boiling grease, because let's be honest, a sizable chunk of ice and boiling grease will be enough to
Got
cause
you.
insane pressure.
All right. Okay.
Mhm.
So you stab it,
Mhm.
and yeah, you begin to see the water within the tube slowly start to freeze over. It is since it is magical ice. It's not very easy for it to be negated by the immense amount of steam, since its properties are much more powerful than that of natural heat.
So I have enough of a delay timer, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna run out of the fucking room.
All right, and you eventually catch up with everybody as you make your way outside. And that is where we're gonna leave off with that side of the group uh for this bit.
Mhm.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to the smaller group of Ink, Beaker, and Arya.
Are you sure you're able to stay stealthy?
I mean, I was not found before. I'll be fine.
No. I could always. If you say so. So, everyone remember the plan?
Beaker, you there?
Beaker?
Yes, I am here. I've just been stabbed.
I'm
What?
sorry, what?
Like in real
I,
life?
kinda. A mosquito has bit me in the toe,
Why the
and like
fuck you say it like that?
because he
Yeah,
stabbed me with his knife mouth.
She
brother
Bro,
actually.
man,
don't say that. It's like you're making it sound like someone ran up to you in your house, in your own house, and literally stabbed you.
I wouldn't
brother
really remember the
man,
first time.
mosquitoes sting. They don't stab.
This pain makes it say otherwise. It's like the time I got stabbed by a pencil.
I can't believe she put her proboscis in you without even inviting you to dinner.
You silence. Cállate a la boca.
Also, I did put a gif of educational material in OOC of why you don't fry ice. Enjoy.
Oh no. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, that little amount made that amount of grease react really badly. Can you imagine the fucking amount that I just made go through a hose?
Yeah, congratulations. Soon the factory is gonna be fucked.
I did promise Estrella that I will do something to fuck with the factory if I can.
Listen,
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, uh, I was just
I
waiting
don't
to
know.
hear
I
again.
thought we were just waiting for something.
No? You guys are good to go with your plan?
All right, yeah. I mean, how you guys gonna proceed? Just waiting on that, since you guys also have a copy of the schematics.
I mean, I'm trying to find where they make the robots do the things.
Well, you need to roll me an investigation.
And I'd like to assist Ink in the investigation.
I would leave that to maybe our resident robot, actually.
I actually only have a +3 into my investigation. I don't know if yours is any better.
I'm gonna be real, dog. You have probably more intelligence than me.
Yeah, right.
So I think you would be probably just a tiny bit better.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, we could
So,
always just find someone and interrogate them.
nah, I think it's better to be stealthy at this point.
All right.
So, yeah, Cap. Me, my, I guess Cuddle and me are gonna look at the schematics to find where this control node for the robots are gonna be.
All right, what you roll?
Uh, uh, Cuddle is assisting me with this, so that means I get advantage, correct?
Yes, roll.
Okay. So I'm just gonna da 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 da. And you know what? Just because I have no confidence in myself, I'm gonna burn one of these. My built for success feature. I'm gonna roll that 1d4. That's a 3. And now I will roll for my investigation. That's 1. Okay. And that's 2. Are you serious? In total, that makes a 9 because I rolled 6 on both investigations.
Yeah. You may be created. You may be metal. These may be kind of like your people, but you don't know shit. You don't know where you're going.
I okay. I'm not getting this map, Beaker. So we're gonna try the different way.
Did you use Flash of Genius? You did.
Yes.
You don't.
And
He is
that's what
built.
makes me more upset than anything.
Do I see anyone nearby? Besides worker goblins?
Do you see anyone besides worker goblins?
Yeah. Anyone who
No.
looks like they're. Nope. Okay.
Again, the only ones who have any sort of quote unquote authority are the more advanced Warforge. Again, the Warforge, which are the ones created, have majority of the power here, and they just make sure that in this case the fleshlings do their part.
Okay. Okay. Maybe I can ask where where maybe we can ask someone, but are those people machines, Beaker, or are those machines?
Well, since again this is the surface and majority of from what happened below is on alert. Majority of them are machines. But you do come across the conveyor line where majority of these new machines are being built,
All right. I
and you
guess.
see the ones manning this. You see the one manning the assembly line are the what you call it. You see the ones manning the assembly line are the version 1 Warforged. They're the
Beaker,
more
Yeah,
yeah, they're
Kel's
the
gonna.
Go ahead.
they're
Beaker's
the
gonna look.
more okay, who's
All right,
going first?
You
you
go.
go first.
They're the more just worker kind of workforce is all I was gonna say.
How
Yeah,
good are you, Beaker? How good are you at chicanery?
I imagine Beaker just has a literal mini flashback to everything he did with the scrappers, and also his wanted poster.
When I say chicanery, I mean you think you can sell a story to someone.
All right. Hey, Cap, could I possibly just roll an insight on how, I guess to say, I want to say how easy it'd be to dupe the robots, and I guess in a more mechanical sense, how easy it would be to fool their sensors.
So you wanna try and insight to
I
see
want to
how
try,
advanced they are or what?
yeah, an insight to see how advanced they are. That sound okay?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Insight away. This no ice thing is getting old.
We need
Beaker
That
to
is
has
a
been rolling.
one.
Beaker has been rolling like shit these past couple of weeks.
maybe we need to give you eyes.
Hey Beaker, go ahead and do a dice flush. Do just a slash R 1D 100.
That's
78, and then what's underneath the 78? Why would it not show me what rolled?
Because he rolled at
I
1D100. Did you mean for him to roll like 5D20?
roll a 1d20
No,
0.
no, 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 no. Do a 5D20 slash R 5D20.
There you go.
15, 8,
15,
20,
20,
18,
18,
10
20. Yeah.
for your last
2.
couple of rolls. Interesting.
mm,
All right.
All
So they
right.
have rolled 3, 3, 2, and then those.
Yep. Just for shits and giggles, do another insight.
all right.
See if it's better now.
It's 1 point better.
Fuck.
Okay.
Nope. Yeah, nope. You weren't meant to like. Maybe also because you never met another Warforged, even though you're here from Flargos. The only difference being is that unfortunately, the area of Flargos that you mostly reside in, they didn't really have much Warforged. So you're not too sure about your own people.
All
Yeah,
right.
Beaker's gonna shake his head. I don't have any idea on this model's construction. I couldn't give you a definitive answer.
Okay. So. Okay. Think. There's got to be a.
I'm not
I
there. I
guess we could
can't
go.
give you ideas.
I could call you, dumbass. Which, in fact, I'll just do
I mean,
with our unlimited cell stones.
it depends on the timeline of when you're calling me, but okay.
Sure. I'll give Ravigi a call.
Thank God I
Since
had this thing set on vibrate somehow.
I always have it set on vibrate. Feels great.
Anyway. Cap.
All right.
They are
Yep.
calling me. Is this fine?
That is if you want to give away your position.
I do not want to give away my position.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, Cuddle, I can go invisible if that helps.
It's not so much meaning invisible. We need to find the, I guess, security room or something. I think we can bullshit our way, but I didn't want to pull out the disguise, but I could turn into one of those bitches.
Uh, hey, Cap,
Yeah.
are there any goblins around?
You guys are getting close to the inner workings. So, like, this part of the assembly line is just outside. You are close to where you could find an entrance inside if you're wanting to, find that room. But then, as far as
So,
goblins go, no, majority of the moment now has kind of calmed down for a bit. Majority of the workforce are just doing some last minute sweeps. So for now, the goblins are out of sight, out of mind till everything is cleared.
what about vents?
There are events, yes.
Oh,
We can squeeze through the vents.
They're not on the floor. They're a little bit higher up. You need to get up there if you want to make acrobatics.
I say we could
How
probably do
how tall?
acrobatics.
How many feet are they off the ground?
The vents,
Hmm.
Yeah.
about 25.
I could. I'd like to try an acrobatics.
Do
Sure.
acrobatics then.
Throw down a throw down a rope while I keep watch.
You got it. A 25 for some reason. Screw you. We roll 20.
Listen, that's the thing you're good at. It's fine.
Why do you
You
think
couldn't
I
invest.
switched to my real world dice?
You couldn't. What you call it? You couldn't read the schematic for shit. You couldn't try to deduce the other warforge for shit. So what you can do is do what regular rogue shit is, which is basically be super flippy as well as super sneaky, which you do expertly and make it up to the vent, managing to open it and then look down at your two allies waiting for you.
All right. And I have with me some rope
Mm-hmm.
that I'm
Uh,
going
for Arya and Ink, acrobatics will be at advantage as you climb up the rope if you wish.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, Ink rolled a 19 as Ink climbs up the rope. And then, where the fuck is Arya's sheet again?
Don't mind me, I was just looking up what a D10 looks like IRL. I do
Right.
have one.
Can't believe Arya's dead again.
You want her to die?
No,
No, I want.
Fat, fatso bitch.
please don't make me the only Frostniran.
26, okay.
Yeah,
And Arya makes it.
I'm not done with my awkward high school shit with Arya
All
yet.
right, so are we gonna try and just go for here in order to try and make it to where it is that you're looking for?
It's an idea.
Maybe we can look at the schematics again to see if we can get an idea of where we need to go.
How about this? You read Arya this time. I'm not much of a reader.
I mean, I'm not that much of, you know, I don't know what you expect from me. I mean, I could give it a shot, I guess.
I can, I
You
can
can't do any
Question.
barely,
worse than me.
I can barely read. They never taught us much reading back home.
Question.
Alright, we'll roll investigation.
Beaker, are you part artificer or just straight rogue?
I'm a straight rogue. I
Yep.
have no flash of genius to give.
Then never
Any
mind.
secrets I have are mine.
I keep thinking you're part artificer. I don't know why.
He's a
I was in a
robot.
different campaign.
14.
Arya is able to read a bit of the map, and she gets a general idea as to where it is that everyone is looking at. Well, it kind of looks like, from what I could tell, if we go through here in through these vents and eventually make it to this space, so she's talking about this square, we'll hopefully be able to make it to the comms room. There's a bunch of other rooms we'll have to go through, but yeah.
What?
Hey, it's a plan. As long as I can get in there, I can possibly fake it till I make it. We'll worry about that bridge when we get to it.
I guess we will.
We shimmy our. Well, I don't need to shimmy. I'm still a goblin. Actually, the only one who needs to shimmy is probably Arya.
I mean, I fit in here just fine.
Us being able to walk freely in the vents because we're goblins.
Yeah, you guys could actually stand up and just walk normally.
Super
Meanwhile,
Mario Bros.
Man, Arya just having to shimmy because she's just too thick. Too thick.
Mm-hmm.
The clap of her ass cheeks might give us away.
I will make it happen.
Ah, Colonel.
All right,
The Warforged be like, what is that noise coming from the vents?
No. Remind me to teach you how to change your form. Because that looks highly uncomfortable as they walk through the vent.
I mean, again, we're all in this together, however we feel like or not. And
Yeah, but you'd be surprised how much being able to turn small is helpful.
yeah, well, I don't have those. I don't have those kind of powers, unlike you and Lucy.
I mean, I could probably, teach you on like our fifth date or something. Anywho, where are we going next?
Well, let's just try to go through here through these separate vent systems, and we'll see if we could try and make it there quick.
To the vents.
Yeah, you guys are in the vents. All right, so you go ahead and you start walking through majority of the vent system, to which you look below to the inside, and you see several corridors that depict similar paintings that you saw of the Bloodspades back in Sut in their compound. Except these appear to be much more like older pictures depicting not only the weapon makers but also the spades altogether when they were found and brought together in order to create said blood spades when Master Podorf was the head of the family.
Okay.
If anything, Max would have debriefed everybody with the explanation that Podorf basically raised all of them. So even though they're not all, exactly his children, he still at least views them as such, and
Hmm.
that's how they all kind of got their ties with the criminality and such.
He's such a good. He's the Godfather.
Hmm.
Where's the? Well, you know, sorry that some of his kids, wanted to be axes.
Eventually, you come across the rest of the assembly line where you see how majority of these new Warforged are made from their initial wiring and their chassis components being built up to the outer structure, which is their armor and their initial shape, and their boot up, where they get a large shock to their system from these magic cores implanted into the center of their bodies, and eventually they awaken through magical means.
Right? Hmm. What, what is, well, that's great and all. Well, where's any particular part that shows how they're programmed, or how do they make them learn to take orders? Well, I'm
So
not big on.
you don't see that in the assembly line,
Uh-huh.
but you do understand from what Arya could see from the schematics is that uh well, let's just continue going through here, and we could either go through either one or two places. We could either go to a meeting room that seems to have the comms, the smaller comms room just aside of it, or we could try to go to the main computer room. Either one of those two, if that's what you want.
I guess I guess the main computer room might be. Wait, their
The only issue is
computers.
that it seems that that one is heavily guarded.
Wait, hold this. Hold. Out of character. Hold the phone. There are computers.
Arcane relays.
Arcane relays.
It's like, oh, yeah, that was throwing me for a loop for a second. All right, where I guess the place where again they have to command from someplace. I don't think the boardroom would be a place that they would command, so it might be that spot.
Well, if we do go to that direction, we'll have to try to fight our way around because, well, just extremely heavily guarded by some of the best models that they have here.
I mean, like, if I could eat, if I could turn into one of those women, I could probably get our way in without much of a fight. That is.
Well, let's just hope that's the case then, if that is what you want to do.
Well, if it fails, we fight. Or if it's worth avoiding a fight, Might as well take it. Unless there's a vent in there. Then we
No,
could
it
just
doesn't seem to be one from what I'm looking at here. Just one outside of the room.
How do they get air?
Arya just shrugs.
Oh, well, screw it. I'm just gonna rely on what I'm good at. And I guess we continue on.
You guys continue on, and you eventually, through a bit more snooping around in the vents, you eventually come across the room where you see two helmed horrors guarding the way through the arcane relay room.
Okay.
Well, there it is, just past those doors.
All right. I guess I could see if I can send them away and say maybe some intruders might have gotten into the assembly lines or something.
Before you do, if you are getting tired, we could technically just end here for now, since we're gonna have to put another pause till everyone gets back again.
Yeah. It would probably be best. I don't know. I just feel, for some reason, I feel weirdly like drained.
No, I get it. Isn't it like almost midnight for you?
It's not so much a time. I think it's the heat.
Yeah, the heat does
It's been
sap
like
energy.
16.
Do you not have fucking AC in your room or in your house?
I have AC, but it drain. When by the time I get home, it just drains a lot of my energy. Because
Then yeah, at that point, probably best that yeah, we probably
I
just call
wait.
it here for now.
Because I have a feeling it's getting to the more, let's call it the more active part where we'll need everyone here.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
shit is about to go extremely well or extremely off the
Mm-hmm.
tracks.
because who knows? In the middle of your infiltration, something could probably explode.
There may be explosions, but yeah. For now,
I mean, I
yes.
just did overpressure the system, so
Yeah, you did do that, and we are aware that that's going on.
time is fun.
It's fine. Anywho, yeah. Let's put a let's put a let's put a bookmark on this point here.
Yeah. All right, Juraki, let me go see if I can find you somebody, by the way.
Okay. If not, I think I know somebody that I might go uh say hello to. I hope you had a good time, chat. We did some fun shenanigans today. Also, ironically, one of the people I could rate is Outer Heaven, who's playing Metal or playing Death Stranding, but they normally play Metal Gear. Oh, that's funny. But you said you have somebody?
I have a few people.
Okay.
I either have Bazadora, who's doing a special event because they're hosting a Dead by Daylight session to raise for charity for that Gamers for Something charity.
Oh.
You could do that. I got Safiria, who's just chatting. Aori, who's doing Overwatch 2. Himura doing Gunfire Reborn, and I got this cool guy named Jiraki doing D&D.
Let's go with the first one.
Bazadora is Bazadora.
Bazza
Yep.
Dora.
And then, yep, like the character.
Alrighty. Yeah. Let's go. We'll raid them.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. I hope everyone at least is excited. I know it was just a little bit of like fill-in, so that way we could proceed with the story in order to get to like a climax point for next week. But I hope everyone's excited for next week. Speaking on
Yeah.
that.
I'm gonna be excited for next week, and thank you all who are watching. You are awesome. Stay awesome, and until we meet again next time. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.